Hello everyone, welcome back to the shed. I'm Lonnie.
Hey, I'm Candace. Welcome back.
Well, we've been running a Facebook group for, has it been about 2 years now?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So in that group, lots of great questions, and we've seen a ton of questions there, and inevitably, like reselling is kind of a high turnover thing, right? So constant new people coming into the group. Some people fade away. They try it out, decide it's not for them, or for whatever reason, or maybe they just get tired of looking at Facebook groups. Who knows? But it's a constant flow of new sellers into the Facebook group.
Yep.
So we get to see, and that's a good thing. Like, that's what the Facebook group is there for. It's for conversation. It's for questions, all these things, right? Because when you're first starting out, things pop up and it's like, oh no, what do I do now? And each one of those things seems very like specific, and I'll bet this had never happened to anybody before. Well, it turns out that most situations that you see in these groups happen quite a bit. Like they're pretty regular.
Yes.
And so we see the same questions over and over. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. That's a good thing. That's fine. But we're thinking about it, like, we could use this information, these common questions, to make a video of the top 10 questions we see that new sellers have. We can compile them all together, which we've done here, and we can answer them one by one. So let's get started. You ready?
I'm ready. I found this really nice luxury brand item at a garage sale. Is it a fake? Lonnie?
Well, that's a good question. That's a really good question. We do see this quite often.
Yep.
It'll happen a lot of handbags,
shoes, maybe some higher end clothing,
sunglasses sometimes.
Yeah. So using Facebook groups for help with that is a really good resource. Just know that you're not always going to find the authority in there.
Right.
Most of the time they are right, though. They are correct whenever they say something is fake.
Rolexes.
Oh, yeah.
Or watches.
Yeah.
We see those a lot.
Yeah. One thing that I do, first of all, we don't buy a lot of luxury things just because we don't want it to affect our eBay account, like putting up a fake. But when we do, we kind of gauge where we're buying it at. Is it at an estate sale that has a lot of high-end stuff, or a garage sale also can? We just kind of gauge our environment before we even consider buying something. Right,
like if you're at the garage sale or the sale or wherever you're getting it from, and that most of the brands you see there, it's a lot of like Target and Walmart brands, and you see a lot of Dollar General type stuff there. And then all of a sudden you see a Louis Vuitton bag of some sort. The odds of that bag being legitimate are not great. I'm not saying it can't happen.
Yeah, it can always happen, but it lowers the odds tremendously.
And the first thing I would say, too, about that, just the whole luxury brands thing in general, is, like Candace said, the best advice we can give about luxury brands:
if you don't know, don't buy it. And
that's what we do.
Yes.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
But if you do decide to buy it, we buy things occasionally, It's like too good to pass up, too good to be true. Everything looks good. Fakes are really, really good now.
They are.
There's like, whenever we get into research, we do buy something, the fakes are so close in a lot of cases. Sometimes they're horrible too, of course.
Like sunglasses, they've even started, there's some brands that etch their logo into the lens. Some of the fakes, they do that now. Right. So all the telltale signs doesn't always mean it's authentic.
There are apps that you can do, like there's apps to check like shoes and handbags and things like that. You pay like a nominal little charge. They look at it, say, yeah, that's probably good.
So basically, if you're looking at an item and you need to be familiar, if you say, okay, I'm going to delve into the world of luxury handbags, find these apps, find these authentication sites, figure out what their fee is, and then when you see an item, you need to know what you're going to resell it for, and is it worth getting it authenticated? Is it worth that additional investment?
Yeah, the only way you'll ever get good at it is by doing it, I think.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Getting burned, and then you start to see, okay, well, this isn't right, or that isn't right.
Yeah.
Like, nobody is born knowing all that kind of stuff. Another thing that I think is important whenever you're dealing with that, I see the post, is this real or fake or whatever? And then there'll be like a photo, like 2-3 photos from like that item.
Is this fake?
Right.
Give some close-ups, like find the logos, the stitching on the purse, the inside labels.
Right.
Show as much detail as you can in your pictures whenever you are asking. And if you go in Facebook groups for identification, just be mindful of, some of them have specific rules on what you can do. Some of them only allow one picture in the post. The rest have to be in comments. So just be aware of that also. Yeah, and I would say like a general reselling group, like the one that we run is, like the reseller water cooler. There are definitely some experts in there, and there are others that may be posing as experts that have no clue. Right.
And, you know, a lot of times you'll see like somebody post something and somebody will just write fake.
Yeah, they don't give a reason why.
And they don't give a reason. They
Yeah.
don't say anything else. They just write. They just like, some people like making people feel bad, maybe.
Yeah.
Now, that's a fake. That's a fake. And a lot of times, and the last thing I'd like to mention about that is 9 times out of 10, like I have yet to see someone that bought like a Rolex at like a garage sale for $20, and they put it in the Facebook group, and people are like, yeah, it's real.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't happen.
No.
Like, people don't give Rolexes away. Like, it doesn't like, it does, but it doesn't happen.
There
right?
are certain brands out there like Rolex that people know the name, they know the worth. Now, there are some luxury things that are obscure that may slip through the cracks, but definitely if it's a well-known name like that, yeah.
And another thing, like we were talking about earlier, to, you know, be aware of the surroundings, and, you know, what else are they selling? Does their lifestyle seem to support, you know, having that item? Be careful, because a lot of times that can lull you into a false sense of security, especially at estate sales. You never know when, you know, an estate sale could be going on, and the company running the estate sale, sometimes they may even bring some of their own stuff there.
They do, from past sales that didn't sell.
Right.
So it may not even come from that house.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, even taking all this into account, you could still get screwed if you don't know exactly what you're doing.
Yeah.
So, you know, my best advice is don't buy the stuff, but if you do,
do your due diligence and
right.
research the heck out of it, and don't pay a lot for it. Next question, how much is my item worth? So you have an item you picked up at a garage sale, estate sale, whatever, and you want to know how much you should list it for. So, and I know this, 99% of you guys out there probably know this, but for new resellers, there are some tools, or a specific tool that they will not be familiar with when they start selling. So the first thing we do is go to eBay Solds, and it's a look back of 90 days, which for hot items, that's going to be your current market prices, right? So look at this one. Let me make sure I spelled it right. Volkswagen T1. It's a T1. So yeah, if you don't get any results. Okay, here we go. Look, mine's a different color scheme. Pay attention to what your item looks like also. Okay, so T1. And this is, see how they say night burners? This is speed rigs. So these are not the results I'm looking for. All right, so here's one right here. Right, yep. $11.33. And
a lot of times if there's multiple, we'll look at a few, because you'll see like auctions typically will sell, in a lot of cases will sell
lower.
So usually the lower comps will be auctions.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yep. Okay, so you didn't get any results, or the results are like all over the place. There's one other tool that we use on eBay. So I'm going to copy my title right here. And we're going to go over to the Seller Hub, your Seller Hub, where you can look at sales and listings and stuff, and go to this research tab here and just click it, and it'll bring you to this list here, to this tab here, and it shows you the last 3 years of those solds. Now sometimes it throws stuff in there that is kind of like yours or not like yours at all, so just pay attention to what you're looking at.
Also, if it doesn't find any solds for that title or for that search, be careful. Check right here, because it may be showing you actives.
Right. If there's, and I've been guilty of this, if there's no sold results, it will default to that active.
Right.
And when you scroll down, you're like, oh yeah, these prices look good. Well,
right.
That's actives. So it gives you an average sold price of your item, but I don't even look at that, because like I said, it could be bringing in results of other items. So I don't even pay attention to that. You can filter by condition, and ours is new, so we're going to apply that. And then I always like to sort by most recent. I go over to date last sold and I click that, and it brings our most recent solds. And again, we need to put series 2 in ours, because here we're pulling up these series 1s. So I want to be real specific and put series 2. Series 1 was that silver version. Okay, go back to new. Should keep ours sorted by date the same.
Still sorted.
Yeah. Okay, so here we go. 1133. These are multiples. 950 at auction. 1295. 10.
It'll tell you plus ship or free ship.
Free shipping. Yep. So it looks like it goes
I'd say about $12 plus ship.
I would list this for about $12. Yeah.
Another thing you can look at also is, to find out how much something is worth. Actives help too. Actives aren't sold comps, but that is your competition that you're going to be listing against. So maybe you want to be middle. Like sometimes if somebody's like abnormally low with their active, we're not going to try and beat them. We're like, okay, we'll let them sell theirs first, and then we'll be next up.
Right.
Or sometimes if there's only like two listed and they've been up there a long time and we don't have much into it, maybe we do want to be the next to be sold, because maybe only a couple sell a year and we don't want to wait that long, right? So
speaking of that, you can look at actives on here. If you see there's not a lot of solds, but there are actives, I always like to look and see how long have people had this listed.
Right.
They're trying to get $100 for this, and it's been listed for 2 years.
You can get your start dates right here on any actives. Another thing you can use Terapeak for is if you come across a listing, let's show an example. So if you ever see like a listing that has the price crossed out and it says best offer accepted, I wish eBay would just show us, but they don't. But what you can do is what Candace is about to do.
So I'm going to copy and paste. Come on, open up. I'm going to copy the full title. Because you need the full title, and sometimes people do a lot of sell similar and they'll have the same title, so try to, if you have a unique one, that's going to help. And they put this dollar sign at the end.
Will it also work if you just get the item number? Have you ever tried searching the item number?
I didn't, but we will.
Hey, let's try that.
Now look, this one is not accurate.
That says sold for $11.33, but that was crossed out.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
Yeah. Let's look at another one. There was another one up here for multiples.
That's a best offer.
Yeah.
Let's see what that one sold for.
And then we'll try with the item number.
Okay, let's see. It said $20 or best offer. Sometimes you even... Okay, so they took 17.
Yeah. So
it's not always exact. And then let's try, you can also grab the item number, like up here, this little ITM, those numbers right there. If you copy that, I don't know if that works. We're trying something here.
Yeah, we've never done it this way, so let's see.
I think it probably will work.
Nope.
Oh, Nope, it didn't work.
No.
Okay.
One other search tool, and this is really good for when you're outsourcing, is using the eBay app.
I use that in here a lot too.
Yeah, you have
when I'm doing a lot of stuff.
Yep. So when you go up to your search bar, you're going to see this little camera here. So we're just going to tap on it, and it's going to bring this up. And there, you'll see down here it says image and barcode. So first we're going to look at image. So we're just going to scan the item, or take a picture, I guess. And then look how exact it was. It pulled up the ones I have. See right there?
And you have your phone locked to show, you have your filter locked to show solds.
Yes. So this is something, you can go in here. I hit filter up here. And then the completed and solds, there's a little lock here. If you lock it there, it'll keep it on solds every time you pull that app open and look stuff up.
So it pulled, so just using a photo, it pulled all those things up.
Yep.
And you saw how fast that was? That was what, about a 5-second search? Mm-hmm. A lot of times I will do that, okay, for, in this case, I had all these Hot Wheels, right? And I wanted to figure out which ones I wanted to bundle up, which ones I wanted to sell individually. And I didn't use it this time. I just searched them because it was easy, you know. But I did a quick scan through search there. These are the ones I'm listing individually. These are the ones that are going to get allotted up. So a lot of times we'll see in the Facebook group, people will have like a bunch of stuff or a pile of stuff. Using that photo app, if you have a lot of stuff to go through, you can get through it really quick, and that search ain't bad at all. It's pretty good.
They really improved it. The other thing you can use on that search is by barcode. So we're going to tap on that. It picked it up.
It got
from
it
way
from
over here. So you could act like you're texting your friend and be looking stuff
right.
up, you know. Yep. So some simple little tools to use, especially outsourcing.
Yeah. The only thing I would caution about the barcode is that most, like, I'll tell you this, we're a little lazy. Like, I usually don't even put a barcode, and a lot of sellers don't put the UPC off of a brand new product. A lot of times I'll put NA. I'll admit it. I shouldn't, I guess, but I do. So if you do the barcode search,
no, it's not going to be a complete search.
It may not pull up as much as if you do a search with keywords or the image search.
Right.
But the barcode search is super fast. Yep. I will say that. Is there anything else to say about this?
I don't think so. Those are the basics of how to look stuff up.
Another thing I will mention though is if you have a lot of stuff like a bunch of cars like this, right? And you want to ask in the Facebook group, are these any good? If you take a picture from like right here, this view we have right here, are these cars worth reselling? That ain't gonna help anybody. It's not, especially not gonna help you. However, if you do multiple photos, or let's say you decide, okay, I've got 20 cars, I want them to take a look and tell me if anything's worth anything, and you upload 5 pictures, each having 4 cars that they can very easily see, then the people in that group that you're in will be able to scan through them real quick, look at them, and tell you, okay, good or bad. Mm-hmm. And there'll probably be a few people that'll tell you, look them up. Ignore those people and listen to the people who are trying to be helpful. Yep. So, yeah. Yeah, that's
all we have to
do. How much is my stuff worth?
Yeah, that's it.
That's the short answer that took about 10 minutes, I think.
The next question we hear a lot is anyone else having slow sales?
Okay, I put this one in here because it is a question you get a lot. And, I mean, it's fine to ask the question. It's fine to ask just about any question in our group. But anytime you ask the question, is anyone else having slow sales, someone else is always having slow sales. Mm-hmm. So just keep in mind that if you ask that question, there's going to be a bunch of people that tell you they haven't sold in a week, or they've sold one thing in the past 3 days, or it's never been this slow. Because at any given time, there's going to be people that are having awesome sales, mediocre sales, and horrible sales, and you don't know what kind of inventory they have, how much experience they have, how much effort they've put into it.
Are they listing 5 things a week? Or are they listing 100 things a week?
How like, if they sold one thing in the last week, is that good or bad?
Right.
You don't know.
Yeah.
If it was it a $100,000 Corvette? Was it, like do they typically sell 20 things a week and everything else has been the same, except now they're selling one thing a week? That would be bad. But like you're pretty much never gonna get.
And you can't compare apples to oranges, is what he's saying.
Yeah, you're never going to get an answer that's going to be helpful. Now, what you might get are other people that are having poor sales and it might make you feel better about your results if you're having slow sales at the moment. But it's not really going to be helpful.
No.
It might make you feel better, though.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I think a lot of time that's what it is.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Other people are experiencing that also.
And there's nothing wrong with that, but the bottom line, it's probably not going to like realistically help you improve or do anything other than maybe make you feel better for a minute.
Right. Next question. Should I use promoted listings? And if so, how much percentage should I promote them at? We don't know.
No, I've seen so many answers to that question.
I know.
I'll tell you what we do. We promote at 2.1%, and probably around half of our stuff sells at promoted listing versus not. So the effective cost of promoted listings for us is about 1%. Should we promote higher? I don't know. Should we not promote at all? I don't know. A lot of that is going to depend on what you're selling. Mm-hmm. And honestly, we really just don't know.
We don't know.
If y'all have an answer down, put your answer down below. All I can say is what we do, but we don't know if we're doing it right or not. So anytime I see that question come up, I kind of scan through it just to make sure nobody's being rude, but otherwise I just like keep it moving. Mm-hmm. I don't know. And a lot of people that answer that question,
they don't know either.
They also don't know.
Yeah. Next question. I sold an item and my customer messaged me that they want it shipped to another address. Should I do it? We do, I would say, probably about 95% of the time, right? Unless it's something like really expensive.
Yeah. So I'll give the book answer on that. The book answer is ship to the address that eBay gives you. You want your seller protection. If someone says, hey, 90% of the time, the people in the Facebook group, and they're right. They're absolutely right. It's never wrong to say this answer.
Yeah.
Inform the customer, no, I have to ship to the address that you gave at checkout. I'm going to now cancel your order, reason, address, right? And then relist item, and then you buy it again and use the correct address this time. Mm-hmm. That's what the answer you're going to get most of the time.
And you can't go wrong doing that. Well, I guess you could. You wouldn't. They may not buy the item again.
Yeah, that is possible.
Yeah.
The times we have done that, told a customer, yeah, look, we really need the correct address. We'll cancel it. You can order again. I've even seen people like customers realize they use the wrong address. They request a cancel, mm-hmm. and then we cancel, and they buy it again with a different address.
Yeah.
Now, over the years, I'll admit, like if somebody buys a $20 thing, like a book or something, $30 thing, $15 thing, I look at their account. I don't get any bad vibes. They don't send me any weird, wacky messages or anything like that. Would you ship this to this address instead of this one? I'll look at it. I'll just use my judgment and I'll decide yes or no, whether I will or not. Probably done it 100 times over the years, and we've never had a problem.
Yeah,
that's just a fact. Like I'm not telling you to do it, because as soon as I tell someone else to do that,
it'll blow up in their face.
It'll blow up in their face, and they'll come back. They'll come at Lonnie. You said.
Now we have had some where we did tell them, no, we need to cancel.
Yes.
And,
yes.
And like he said, it might have been like a pretty new account, or just a really expensive item.
Right. And I hesitate to tell someone to use their judgment, because if you're a new seller and you haven't been around the block a few times to kind of suss out what's what is suspicious behavior and what is not suspicious behavior, You may see suspicious behavior where there is not, and you may not see suspicious behavior where there is some, simply because you don't have experience. It's not because you're dumb or anything. You just don't have the experience. So it's always a correct answer. Cancel, get customer rebuy, use a correct address. You have one job. Tell me where to send it. Can you do that, please? Thank you very much.
Yep. My customer says the package I sent them shows delivered, but they didn't receive it.
I probably see that about at least once a day.
Yeah.
This might be the most asked question.
Yep.
I think it is, actually. I'm pretty sure it is. Okay, so this happens quite a bit. And I'll say, I mean, a lot of people would say, oh, they're scamming or whatever. I think usually when that happens, I don't think they have the package.
I don't either.
I think somebody made a mistake. I don't think they're lying.
Could be a porch pirate.
It could be. Somebody could have stole it. Who knows?
Could be a bad scan.
But it's not our job to guess whether they're lying or not, because it doesn't even matter.
Nope.
Because if you sent that to the address on record that they bought it with, and you use tracking and it shows scans delivered, you're covered. Like you're covered by eBay seller protection. And this is pretty tried and true. We've done it quite a bit.
Yep.
Now the first thing to do is to provide customer service. In my opinion, provide polite, direct customer service for the situation without getting too deep into it. Like, I'm not calling their post office.
Nope.
I'm not getting in touch with my post office.
Nope.
I'm not going to open some kind of case or something with the post office.
Nope.
I'm not doing any of that. What I'm going to do, and whenever I have that specific situation, I'm going to send them a message like, hey, the package shows delivered. A lot of times when this happens, when the package is scanned delivered, but you don't have it, can you possibly check with your neighbors, check with other people that live in your household, and can you check with your carrier? If you're not home during the day, can you leave your carrier a note? Tell them, hey, package such and such, you scanned delivered, I don't see it. Do you know where it could be? Maybe they remembered, oh no,
I brought it to the wrong house.
I brought it to the wrong house. It's still I scanned it, but it's still in the truck, or
Yep.
or I put that in the back gate. I didn't want somebody to take, like, who knows, right?
Right.
And then in that same message, I would just give all those steps. I would say, the correct way to do this is to open up an item not received case with eBay.
Yep.
Whenever they do that, you'll get the case, and there'll be a spot where you can put the tracking. You put that in, eBay gets it, they side in your favor. It may take a couple of days.
Yeah.
They side in your favor, and then you keep your money. You're good, you're whole. I think usually, unless it's a habitual offender of this, I think typically eBay, and don't quote me because I don't know that this is always the case, I think typically eBay will eat it and give the customer money from their stash, which really is kind of our stash anyways, but it's kind of like a shared risk. Mm-hmm. And they're probably just taking it out of a little piece of the final value fees to cover it.
Yep.
Because it doesn't happen that often.
No.
So yeah, that's how you handle it.
Yep.
And I wouldn't go any deeper than that, because the more you don't have, it's a problem that you should not take ownership of.
You did your job.
Because you've done your job, and there's really nothing else you can do anyway. So don't try and own a problem you can't really fix anyways.
Right.
Is my point.
Yep.
And encourage them to open that thing, but then be really polite and friendly and say, this is just the method by which this is handled.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Candace, there's a question I get a lot on the YouTube channel too.
Yep. So how do you know how much your package weighs and what the dimensions are whenever you're listing your item? How do you know what to put
if you're not pre-packing?
Right.
Okay, so until you get good at estimating, here's how I would do it. Okay, tail dragger. How much is this going to cost? All right. I'll take tail dragger. He's already got bubble wrap on him. I'm going to use the 864 box whenever I ship this guy. I'll just kind of put this all on the scale. I'll take a peek. 0.34 in our world. That's under half a pound. That's between 4 ounces and 8 ounces, right? And there's plenty of room in between if I want to put a little paper or, you know, my tape and my label and everything. Okay, 8 ounces.
Yep.
864. I know the box I'm shipping in, which we typically do know the box we're using.
Yes.
And we know the weight. If there's going to be considerable other packing, like a whole bunch of packing paper, or we don't have the bubble wrap on yet, or, you know, there's other things to think about, then we just mentally add it up. Like if we have a package that weighs, before it's packed, weighs 1 pound 9 ounces with no box or anything, we don't even have to know what box. We'll know that that's going to ship at what?
3 pounds.
Probably 3 pounds. Yeah. By the time we get it packed.
Unless it's something real tiny.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So the answer is estimate, do this when possible.
Well, know what box you're going to ship it in.
Have the box on hand is really good.
You need to know what you're going to ship it in, because you need to know what that box is going to weigh
and dimensions.
And how big that box is.
But this is what we do. As a matter of fact, when Candace first started in here,
every single listing,
she would do this. She would have her boxes out. She would put them down. She'd weigh them. She'd ask me questions.
Yep.
You know, like that's just like, there's not really a shortcut for that.
No. Lonnie, should I offer free or paid shipping?
Candace, you should offer whatever kind of shipping you want to.
Yep. Just be cognizant if you decide to do free shipping, that if it goes a great distance away, it may cost you a lot in shipping. So you need to make sure you build enough in your price to cover it. And it can get tricky.
I think free shipping is fine. Like people, like lots of things we buy, like chargers and little batteries and things like that. A lot of it has free shipping. Right, it does. So, and these are a lot of times experienced sellers are using it. I think free shipping is fantastic in some cases for some things. I don't think free shipping is good for a new seller.
Yes, it's you're opening yourself up for trouble. We do on Macari, on some items we do build the shipping into the price, but we would never do that on a 10-pound item. It's mainly going to be items that are 2 or 3 pounds.
And the more experience you have, I think the more quote unquote okay it is, because you have a really good feel for how much something costs to ship here or there, and you know the way dimensions on a box affect shipping prices.
Yep.
Or this thing is really long, so it's going to end up like that's the worst, is when you end up
surcharges
and just over, like the dimensional charges and then surcharges and all these other charges. Next thing you know, you got $30 total all in, and then you got to take the fees out that you got to pay to eBay, and then now you got to ship the thing, and it costs $25 to ship it because you didn't account for everything.
Yeah.
So I think for new sellers, I would highly recommend calculated shipping. Experienced sellers, do what you like.
Yeah.
Maybe free shipping, there is something to free shipping.
There is, yep.
We don't do it.
We don't. We choose not to. Hey, Lonnie, can I ship this media mail?
Oh, it does have words on it. And let me see the back.
It has media.
It's kind of like a book.
Yeah.
Back here. That looks just like a book.
It's a 1-page book with a bonus card. No, but seriously, we do see that question a lot, and it can be confusing. I know it really was for me. Sometimes I still question, but whenever I want to be sure, easy way to find is to go to USPS website, and they've got a full page on media shipping.
They have a lot of pages on that.
Yeah. The information of how it ships, what can ship, the weight, size, and shape requirements, and any additional fees.
And this, you know what, as a reseller, like I always encourage people to post in the Facebook group, because I think conversation is good. I think it's social.
And it may answer a question somebody else was scared to ask.
Right.
Yeah.
But the way I think about things, like rules like that, what can you can or cannot sell things on eBay, all this kind of things.
Yep.
I want to see black and white references, and I think as a reseller, At some point, you should develop your research ability to the point where you should be able to lay your hands on that kind of information really quickly just by doing a search. And there are like policy pages for that kind of stuff.
Yep.
On USPS, there's a ton of policy pages for eBay. A lot of times it will see like, can I sell this on eBay or not? And there'll be some back and forth between like 5 people, and nobody ever bothers to post the policy page about it, which to me, I think that's the place to start, is a policy page.
For one thing, policies constantly change. So something that was true a month ago may not be now. So I would always use the resources from that particular business, whether it be USPS or eBay.
But in general, media mail, books, CDs. Some people don't know that CDs and DVDs. Mm-hmm. A lot of people don't know that can be sent because they're like, oh, well, that's entertainment.
Right.
That's not educational. Educational is not a requirement.
Right.
It is a possible requirement.
Mm-hmm.
Like did you know you could ship like flashcards? That would be media mail. Because that's an educational type thing.
Yep.
But yeah, it gets really books at least 8 pages.
Yeah.
Films, printed music and test materials, video and sound recordings, including tapes, albums, and CDs, DVDs.
So that means you cannot do blank DVDs. It has to have media on it.
Right. Yeah. It's not supposed to be blanks.
Correct.
Because although that is still media, there's no information there. Y'all can go and look at that. Computer readable media. However, it can't be like a computer game.
No video games.
Somehow.
Yep.
So yeah, the video games don't qualify. Things that have like comic books usually will not qualify because they have advertisements all throughout. Same reason magazines.
Yep.
Magazines. I'm trying to go through like all the
Yeah, basically if it's book form, magazine form, if it has ads in it, they can't go media.
Unless it's just an ad for other volumes of that same series or other books that publisher sells, that kind of thing. As a matter of fact, you know the media mail rule I break just about every day? I put thank you cards with our...
We have had people ask us about that too.
Yeah, and I'm breaking the rule.
Yeah.
I am breaking the rule.
Yeah.
But I know I am. So if I do get caught and I get some kind of charge or postage due or something, that's my own doing. I understand it.
Yeah.
I just think it's a dumb rule. But yeah, we'll put the link to that down below. So
Yeah,
you can go check.
below the video. My customer has 0 feedback. Should I cancel the order?
Maybe. Probably not.
I don't think we ever have.
I've never canceled an order based on feedback. I have canceled bids. I have canceled like auction bids before while the auction was still going for feedback, and I probably shouldn't have. But I don't really want someone coming in and bidding $500 on my thing. Their first act on eBay doesn't have to be bidding on my auction.
Yeah, they can do some buy it nows and build up their feedback.
But no, in general, like okay, in this case, you're talking about somebody's already bought something.
Yeah.
And now you're like looking at their feedback and you're like, should I ship the item or not?
Yeah. I mean, I know for us that we have had that happen. We've had that happen with high dollar amounts, and I get nervous. I do. It's not been a problem for us though, but I still do get nervous. I don't think it's ever been a problem where it didn't work out.
No. I don't think so either. The only thing, 0 feedback buyers. I want to say we haven't had a ton of problem with that.
No.
A lot of times 0 feedback buyer could simply be someone that did a Google search or some other kind of search, and they came upon your item and they clicked on the link to it and it brought them to eBay, which they had never shopped at before. That's a good thing that, new customers coming in. Mm-hmm. What I'll say about scams and, things like that happen. I mean, they happen occasionally. They don't happen near as much as you might think they do. But whenever people do get scammed, they're very loud about telling other people about it because it's very painful.
Yeah.
And it hurts. Like there's a loss there. You feel like you got tricked,
right.
And so those people are much more amplified than people that have smooth transactions.
You don't hear about all the times it went fine.
Right.
Yeah.
But one thing I'll say about scams and, you know, problems with buyers and things like that, 9 times out of 10, I never see it coming. Like, it's never on the stuff that I think it's going to be on.
Yeah.
Like I ship a sewing machine last week, and I'm like focused on that. Oh my God, please let. And the chances are that sewing machine will be fine, and it'll be a Hot Wheel order that somebody has an issue. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I hesitate to tell someone to ignore their gut instinct, because I do have. You ever get a feeling something's going to go bad?
All the time.
Well,
I'm a worrier, so you can't really ask me that question.
yeah, I mean, I would tell you, like, if you have a lot of conviction in your gut instinct, and you get a bad vibe, and you're okay eating the defect you will get from canceling an order on someone, then go ahead and do it, because the only one that's going to have to live with these results is you. You know, I'm not going to help you cover it. Lonnie said to sell to the zero feedback buyer. Well, yeah, I did, but I'm not going to help you out if something goes bad with it.
Yep.
That's all on you.
Yep.
But in general, though, zero feedback buyers are not really, it's a monster under the bed, in the closet, whatever you want to say.
Yeah. Yep. So those were 10 questions that we commonly see mainly from new resellers. If there's some that you think we left out, or that you think may be helpful to others, put them in the comments below so that others can read them and get some knowledge.
I think most people read the comment. So if you put them down there, it could be very helpful for somebody.
Yes, for sure.
Now, we do have some orders to pull, so let's get to it. All right, time to pull some eBay orders. You ready?
Yep, let's do it. First item, 6 Echo. It's a teacup and saucer. Should be the only one there, I think. It's got pink flowers on it.
Yeah, we don't have a lot of stuff like that in here. This came from the $2,000 eBay store buy we did. Here we go.
Yep.
This is not the kind of thing we normally get.
No, that's all for $34.99. I do kind of want to lay eyes and make sure.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. Okay. All right, we sold a bunch of those Hot Wheels ID, so maybe we have a box on 4 Charlie. I guess we'll start with that. If you want to grab the box, we'll just pull them all at one time.
Yeah, that'll work. These. All right.
All right, these first 3 are in the same order. Number 5.
Okay, number 5 is a supercharged limited run vehicle, collectible. That's what it says. Huh?
No.
What?
Did you get those off 4 Charlie or 5 Charlie?
Maybe I got them off the wrong place. Okay. No, I did.
Okay, well, we have 5 Charlie.
Well, hang on. Let me get 4 Charlie. Oh, there's even more there. All right. Okay. So right, number 5?
Number 5.
Let me try again. Number 5 is a 56 Chevy Bel Air.
Yes, $8 for that.
Okay.
Number 1.
Number 1 is a 71 Lamborghini Miura P400 SV.
Yes, $10 for that.
Okay, that's on the same order?
Yes. Number 17.
17 is a Roger Dodger.
Yes, $10 for that.
Okay.
Okay, new order, number 8.
Okay, same box, right?
Yep.
Okay, number 8, custom 67 Pontiac Firebird.
Yep, $12.99 for that.
It's a nice looking car there.
Yep.
Okay.
New order, number 15.
All right, 15 is 69 Copo Camaro.
Yep, Copo Camaro, $14.99 for that.
That reminds me of that song, Copo Cabana. Yeah.
All right, and then on 5 Charlie box, number 4.
Okay, number 4 is Batman Classic TV Series Batmobile.
Yes, $14.99 for that.
Okay.
And let me just scan. That should be all the Hot Wheels ID. Yep, that's all of them.
So I could put these up?
Yes.
All right.
Next item, 8 Charlie Scholastic I Can Learn to Read collection.
Okay.
It's 50 books.
50 bucks.
Yep.
In the world? Oh, it's this thing is sealed. 50 books. There must be some thin books. 50? Wait, who said 50? No, it does. 25 easy readers, 13.
50 books, 25 stickers.
Okay, good. All right.
$26.99 for that. We sold a lot of 33 comics, 5 Alpha R2.
Did you even know that was in here?
No.
I don't know where that came from, or I don't remember anybody. I don't remember anything about it. Okay, comics.
Yeah, 5 Alpha R2.
Okay. Alpha. Got them.
They sold for $16.19. And then last item, 1 Bravo Lego Advent Calendar on 1 Bravo. I'm assuming you put them in different locations?
I didn't. I don't think I did.
This one is 75097.
So, okay, that's what I was planning on us doing. Like, I know we're careful.
One with C3PO is Santa.
Yeah, that's the right one.
Okay, $44.99 for that.
Okay, that's everything we got going out today. Okay, that's going to be it for this one. Thanks a bunch for watching, and we will see y'all again very soon. Bye, y'all.
Bye.